Okay, everybody, we are now live, and I want to start. We're going to play Panic Restaurant NES with some code help, and I wanted to go over the price for people who um, collect this game. It says loose price is $800. Complete price is $2,278.66. New price is $9,115. Graded price is $11,400. Box only is $573.75, and manual only is $299.78. Now I'm going to give you my opinion on this. People will pay whatever. You know, it's as you see it, I guess, your perspective of it. But honestly, this game probably only cost 20 bucks, 10 bucks, maybe 50 bucks, something like that back in the day. For anybody would actually pay this much, it's outrageous. But I wanted to share the prices of this before we get started. So, because I'm going to play this through with code help, and you can decide whether this game was really worth that to buy this. I know collecting games. In my honest opinion, more power to you if that's your thing. But no, this game ain't worth 20 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that. And if you're paying anything more than the original full new price back in the day, then, and to say it, you're kind of a sucker. Because no game, um, to tell you, no game really is worth that, even brand new. So, but yeah, that's my take on that. Like I said, it's more power to you if you're willing to throw that kind of money away on a game that you may or may not play once or twice, and then it'll just sit on a shelf, drawing dust. So that's the realist in me talking. Um, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I know some people might get offended by that. But yeah, I do collect. I did collect a few NES games. Uh, I started out as everybody who's been tagging along on my YouTube for a while. I did buy a few NES games, which I did get to resell. But nah, nothing like that at that price. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But we're gonna play this through, and I want everybody to understand. Um, I just want everybody to understand that this is just my opinion, and um, so there you go. All right. I'm thinking of having there's a bit rate issue going on here. I might have to readjust that bit rate. Give me 1 second. I guess they're saying the bit rate's too high. I don't know if I can do it while. Oh, what do? 58 on that. $58. Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. Having issues on Twitch here. If you happen to comment on YouTube and I don't see it, you can always comment afterwards, or you can go to my Twitch because that's live, and you can comment over there with no issues, and I will see it. But let me see what we got here. Okay. All right, we're good. Twitch didn't want the bit rate to be 6,000. I lowered it to 5,800 for the quality. So there we go. We're looking good. All right, let's get going here. I'm gonna play this through. And don't forget to subscribe, show some love, support me. And but I just wanted to share my opinion about how ridiculous those prices are for a game brand new. Wasn't even worth 50, 60 bucks back in the day. So let's do it. This will be a short stream. Whenever I've done beating this game, I will go ahead and call it quits for the stream, and I might do stream on tomorrow or the next day, but I haven't decided yet. So, hope you enjoy it, everybody. Here we go. Let's hope the codes work. Chickens. So each one of those there is a level. So like 6 levels, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 levels, I think, for this. So let's get started. Yep, and codes work. Just makes it a little bit more easier to get through. That way I can talk while we're playing. So leave down in the comments what you think about the ridiculous prices for a game to collect. I don't think any of them are worth that. If anybody wants to spend a house, the price of a house on a couple NES games that are just gonna sit on a shelf, more power to you, I guess. And I'm honest, and I do reviews, I do fix-it videos on my YouTube. Please subscribe on Twitch. I have that link on my YouTube, and I also am live on YouTube. And if I can't see your comments on YouTube, you can always comment below after the video, or you can go to my Twitch and talk to me over there. You can even donate if there's a donate button. If you do happen to go to my Twitch, see if there's a donate button up there. I'd appreciate it. But like I said in the beginning of the video, I was telling you the prices of this game. They're the physical copy of this game. That ain't worth that. Somebody must have made that up, that price chart thing, and they must have sold it for that, and everybody else jacked their prices up to that price, because somebody had to have influenced people to sell it for that price. Because I bet a lot of those games they found in a yard sale, probably 2000, year 2000, 2012 or something, and under, or whatever. They must have found it in a yard sale or something, and they just just collecting dust, and they saw all that, and oh, come on now. But yeah, I'll play this through, and we can talk about it a little bit more as I go. And I'm not saying it's not meant to start a fight or anything like that about the collectors, but come on, these are NES games, and to charge that much for an NES game, you have to be what's the words? When they first started charging too much for these games, like it had to have been some scalper or something that decided to do it, and everyone, oh, you're gonna do that. Well, this is my honest opinion. I think what really happened was some rich person was so desperate to get the complete collection of the NES games, and was willing to pay anything. And then somebody must have found out, and a rich person decided to pay for this because they really wanted this game for the collection. And it caught on somehow. Somebody found out, and so other people started charging the same or a little less. And I think that's what happened. Rich collectors wanted their complete NES collection, and that's what I think happened. And the rumors spread, and poor people, people don't have much, say, hey, you know what? I have a copy of that. Maybe I could get that kind of money too. And so they decided to give it a go, and it must have worked for some of them, because all of a sudden, everything else is history, and some people got rich off a couple of those NES games. And I think that's what happened. I think that's how it all started, with this out of control prices for NES games, when brand new NES games were only like 5, 10, 50, 55, 60 bucks back in the day. And there you go. That's my opinion. You can take that or leave it. But for everybody who's just joining me, I'm playing Panic Restaurant NES, and we're just talking about how the collectors charge so much for these games that they've been sitting around there in the boxes all those years in dust, and decided to say, hey, look, I'll sell it for that, and I can go buy me a brand new house, just for a couple NES games. I bet they had like 20, 30 copies of this game sitting there in a box that they got at a yard sale for like a couple bucks a piece. Because after like late 90s, early 2000, they couldn't get rid of them at a garage sale. They just wanted to get rid of them because all the people they grew up and they either moved out or went to college or got married or joined the army or whatever it was. The parents were left with these boxes of NES games, and they wanted to just get rid of them. Or people passed on, and they wanted to get rid of them, and they couldn't get rid of them fast enough. So So garage sales and stuff, they were real cheap. Even the stores were selling them really cheap back in the day. The rental shops, when you could rent movies and stuff back in the day, we're trying to get rid of them, get them off their shelf. That's how it happened. So these games, they couldn't get rid of them fast enough back in the day. So that people would want to actually pay that ridiculous overcharging to collect a game that really wasn't even worth $10. I'll tell you something. And I wouldn't pay it. Nobody should pay that. They say lower it back to regular prices, and then I'd be happy to pay for the games. But like I said, I think that's how it started. I think rich people, maybe they had a auction off some rich people's or some people's stuff at an auction, and rich people say, you know what, I'll pay $3,000 for that game because I don't have it, you know. And then all of a sudden, people got wind. I know I'm repeating it now, but I think that's what happened. And people are going to pay whatever somebody is willing to pay for it. And you know what? Let's just do this. And I think that's where all these high prices came for these games for collecting. And they're not worth that price. They're not. It's just they've deceived people into believing they're worth that price. And because some people are literally still paying that price for them because they want a complete set of NES games. I mean, you could buy a house, you can buy a really expensive RV and travel and have money to travel for the price of a couple of these games. They're not worth that. But again, it's worth whatever somebody gets deceived in believing it's worth. And the only way they can get it... I watched some of those videos where they go to those game... where they rent a table at coliseums around the country, and they have a little booth and they sell their games. I watched them. This is worth $55,000, and they give you that look. They know it's not worth that. You can see it in their face. But they're saying that's what it's worth, and people actually believe it. It's not. None of them are. NES games, they're only worth it. Back in the day, if that was the case, if Nintendo did that with their games and said only that this, when they brought out a new game, let's say the new Metroid, and said it's worth $5,000 and we only made 20 copies of it, Nintendo would have done it, and they knew only the rich would buy it, and they could actually do that. Nintendo could actually do that. Let's say with that new Metroid 4 coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo could go, we only have 3,000 copies of this, so we're going to charge $2,000. If you want to enjoy Metroid 4, you're going to pay for it. Nintendo could do that. And that's kind of my my take on collecting these NES games. If they were really worth that, Nintendo would have made it that price when they brought it out. So for all of you that's charging ridiculous amount of money for these collecting these NES games, shame on you. Shame on you. Just charge, you want to charge a couple $100, $50 or something, something affordable. But if you could charge $12,000 for an NES game nobody liked or wanted to play, mom just happened to pick this up. Mom and dad or grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, for their relative or their kid or something. You could get this game that I'm playing right now probably was for $5. I'm just saying. So that's my 2 cents on this game. This game is not worth that. And the Power Glove, they're charging $500 for the Power Glove. I got that thing in open box at Kmart for $20 back in the day. And so I'm just saying, they couldn't get rid of that Power Glove fast enough. It doesn't work very well. But anyway, I'm just sharing how ridiculous and unnecessary the price. And people, I'll give you 15 grand for it. I'm like, you're serious? I mean, you must be rich, because nobody would pay that for a $5 game. If you grew up with the NES, nobody would pay that. And if you're paying that, then you're a sucker. Because anybody of the NES generation they're not stupid enough to fall for that, you know? Anyone who actually has some sense. But anyway, that's my take on the collecting stuff. How overpriced and greedy they are. If you want to charge, you know, of course, you know, if they're gonna charge that and I happen to get a copy, well, I guess I'm rich. I guess I'll sell it to get me a brand new house. If you're willing to throw that money away over a $2 NES game, then fine. Hand over the money. But anyway, it's just my opinion, and that's sort of how I feel about it. I know people won't like what I'm saying, but honestly, you grew up with NES, you know they don't cost that much. So, alright, but that's why I wanted to play this game through, because I wanted to share my take on the collecting the NES games, how ridiculous it is. It's, you know some rich person came up with that price. It's worth this price. It's worth whatever someone's willing to be persuaded to think it's worth. And it worked. It was probably one of the greatest cons there is, amongst other cons out there, for convincing people NES games were worth more than $50 of what they first came out. Anyway, good job. They definitely figured that out, how to con people out of a lot more money than it was worth. This looks like Battletoads a little bit here, doesn't it? On that ice level, because you're going down the same way as that. Okay, we're about 25 minutes in. This probably won't take no more than maybe 10 more minutes or so. But there you go, everybody. Let me know down in the comments if you played this game, if you like this game. Do you think it's worth $800 or $11,000 or whatever? Let me know what your take is on the collecting. Do you think that I'm on the right track of how it began with these ridiculous prices to think that these NES games are actually worth this? I'm gonna tell you they're not. And a lot of people who collect them, they're not even gonna touch them. They're just gonna sit there. I see in videos and stuff all the time with these collectors, they'll have a copy in a box that just sits on a shelf, and then they have a loose one to play. What do you think about people that collect them and it just sit there on a shelf, never to be used? Anyway, I just wanted to share that because, like I said, I wanted to do something a little different this time. I thought I'd play this game through with some code help and kind of just chat about it. There he goes, moving along. The ending was awful on this game. There wasn't much of an ending. I'll show you that. Long as it don't glitch up on me, we'll get to the end here. You'll see. And again, on my channel, if you go to my community, you can find where to get free PC games every week. I'm not getting paid for that. I'm doing it in the goodness of my heart. Like I said, in my shorts videos, I do once a week to show you and remind you where to get them. And there's no catch to it. They're complete games, unless they're add-ons. Some of them are add-ons. Okay, this is the last level. The game's almost over. We're 28 minutes in. Casually playing through with some code help. I'm not gonna frustrate myself playing this $800 game. Loose copy and possibility of 11,000 for this game. Complete box. So, what's it up there? Yep, this is the last level, I think, and so almost over. I'm taking my time so I can talk a little bit longer and have the live stream go just a little bit longer here, and that'll be that. I might do a live stream tomorrow or the next day. I haven't decided. But if not, this will be the live stream for the week. Consider subscribing. If you like what you see and hear, that I'm different, that I do different things. I don't sugarcoat things. I tell you like it is, but I do the best I can not to be harsh or mean. I keep it real, but I don't overdo it. So looks like a repeat of the last level. But yeah. Let me know. Let me know what you think about the collecting scene that those places they do at Coliseums and stuff, where they rent a booth and they bring all their stuff in and they sell it for a ridiculous price. I mean, I've seen so many videos on that stuff. Oh yeah, this is worth this $100. No, it's not. This stuff's old. It's not like you're gonna do anything with it. It's just gonna sit there on a shelf. You're gonna play it a couple times, and it's just gonna sit there on a shelf for you to just stare at. It's like renting a game. You just play it until you beat it or use codes. Then it'll just sit there on the shelf. And y'all know I'm right. There's really no point in it. I mean, I have some NES games. I have a few things that I have, but I'm not gonna pay that. If I was rich, and you know that a lot of people who buy $15,000-$16,000 games are rich, or they're well off. I have nothing against some rich people, but a lot of rich people are kind of what makes or breaks a city or a town. Their influences. Are they influencing good, or are they influencing bad? Kitty cat. Yeah, kitty cats like to become more mischief when I'm on the live stream. I do my best not to have them in the room that I do this, because they can be kind of distract me a little bit here, and they make a lot of noise. But the game's almost over. Yeah, leave down in the comments what you think. I know that I was kind of being, you know, I wouldn't say harsh, but kind of going a little hard on my take on these collectors and how ridiculous it is. And but there you go. Here's the end. Watch out how it's not really much of an ending to it. So, do you think that this game was worth $800? That's why I'm playing it. I played it through because I wanted to get your take on. Do you think that this game is worth $800 or $11,000 or $12,000 for a brand new copy? And the answer should be probably no. So there's the end. So before I finish up here, is there the next live I will be playing a Nintendo Switch game. I haven't decided yet, but if you go to my Twitch homepage on Twitch, I usually put a title under the video of what's coming next, and also do a background of the game if I can, of what's coming next. I usually say whatever the game title is and coming soon, or the game's inbound. That would be my next live stream, and get this. A lot of the speedrunners do not use an original cartridge. They use emulation. So even there, they don't have the money for that type of game. Now, if you come across it and you got some serious bills or something, and people are willing to pay that, like I said, more power to you. If you can get somebody to give you $50,000, pay you 50 grand or something for a game that's only worth. I mean, like I said, back in the day, they couldn't give it away for a couple bucks. These games, they just wanted to get rid of them, and free up their garage, free up to have some room in their house, when their kids grew up and moved on. So, or you get my point. All right, well, that's the live stream, everybody. Please subscribe if you like this type of content. I know I went a little bit hard on my opinion about collecting, but it's just I do play video games and I do honest reviews. Now, as far as this game itself, this is like a $5 or a $10 game. It's not worth no $800 or more, and it wasn't even very enjoyable. Now, even if I practice without codes, I probably could beat this, but I'm not going to practice. It's not my type of game. But it wasn't too exciting, was it? There's a lot of NES games that were filler games, and this was one of them. So, like when they make movies or games based off of movies, usually 99 out of 100% of the time, those movie games are awful. But, oh, hello there. It's going to be a Nintendo Switch game that I will be playing it. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate it, Cheryl. Yeah, I think it'll be another Nintendo Switch game. I'll put it up. I might do another live stream tomorrow or the next day. If I can get it in, I will. I usually do at least one live stream a week, if it's possible, depending on my life situation. What things are going on in my life. I really do my best to get at least one live stream in a week. But yeah, it'll be a Nintendo Switch game. But I did play a Metroid remastered, I think, last week. So thank you so much for the compliment or the comment. I really appreciate that, Cheryl. But yeah, any more if you have any suggestions, I can play almost any NES game. I can play most of Super Nintendo games, some Game Boy games, stuff like that. I have emulation as well, so that I can pick some of those. I do Nintendo. I did Nintendo Wii U a while back. I played that one Mario game all the way through. know why you like Panic Restaurant game. You purchased it back in the day. Well, actually, this is my second time playing this game. Yeah, this is my second time playing this. This is actually on the emulator. It's on the Super Nintendo Classic, or the Classic Mini. I happened to I saw some videos about the Classic or collectors, and so I was kind of giving him a little rant here through the video. Do you think that, let me ask this, do you think that Panic Restaurant is worth $800 to collect it, or $11,000 to collect the complete box? Do you like collecting? What's your take? If you feel like comment. Yeah, I don't feel that it is either. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think it's worth $800. And that's a loose copy. That's just the cartridge, the game itself. Let me throw up what I found, and I'll reread it real quick here. Yeah, it's price charting. They want. I'll reread it. Loose price $800. Complete price $2,278.66. New price $9,115. Graded price $11,400. And box only. This is just the box. They want $573.75 for it. And here's just the manual. They want basically $300 just for the instruction manual. Yeah, exactly. I hear you. $7. Yeah, I figured it was between that, $5, $10, $15, something like that, brand new. Yeah, I agree with you on that it was probably about that. So not even $10. But I just wanted to share my take, everybody, about the price charting and about this game specifically. That's why I picked this game, because I was looking on videos about people collecting, and I just really wanted to share my opinion. And I didn't. I know I was kind of going a little hard about it, but but it was just an honest take, because I was born around a little before the NES, and so I kind of grew up with the NES, so I know that these games really weren't worth all that. Like I said, it's like in the eyes of the beholder, basically. If your perception is it's worth it, more power to you. So thank you so much for your comments. I really appreciate that. If you have any requests, any of you in the chat, if you have any requests for NES games, Super Nintendo, next live stream I could start out with that, and then I could go to a Nintendo Switch game. I know that they were talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, and that new Metroid might be backward compatible for the regular Nintendo Switch. If that's the case, I might end up playing that. Oh, Atari. I could try. I could try to find some Atari games. Yeah, I could see if I could get some Atari games on the emulation. I'll try. Yeah, I'm thinking, is it possible to put Atari emulation on the Nintendo Classic Mini? Does anybody know? I never really did the Atari. They do have Atari games for the Nintendo Switch. I could get one of those game packs. Is there any specific Atari game that you would want? I think they have Atari games, game packs for the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure which ones they have, though. I could play some of those. That would avoid the complication of the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. You mean the game that I just played? Actually, I used the OBS program for the live streaming, and I've changed the bit rate. So yeah, it looks really good. And this is an NES game on emulation, so. Yeah. It definitely is an emulation NES cartridge, backup copy. So on the OBS program that I use, most people use it. It's a free program. I have it at 5800 for the bit rate. So it's really good quality, isn't it? And like I said, I can play most of the NES games on here. That's why I ask if you have any requests for those. But since you have a request for Atari, I will see what I can do for the next live stream. I will see if I can get some Atari games for the Switch. Really? Yeah. It has an HDMI in the back hookup. That's probably why. It's not. You know how the original the original NES. The original NES has those colored wires that you have to hook in the back. Yeah, this has a HDMI hookup, and that's probably why. Yeah, that's probably why it sounds better. Any more questions? If the music was on stereo, was it? Oh, okay. Really? That's cool. Nice. Oh, I'm glad that music turned out okay for you. Yeah, I like the Nintendo Classic. It did? Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's through the HDMI port, so that's pretty good. And I have a video card, and it's going through that. But I definitely will keep the Atari games in mind. Yeah, I definitely will try to get some of those for the Nintendo Switch, like I said. Really? Okay. Okay, yeah. Mono, huh? Yeah, that makes sense because it was in 1980s, the original NES. Thanks everybody for messaging me and chatting. I appreciate that. Yeah, I usually it's random when I play, when I go live. If you subscribe, you should be able to see it. Yeah. Yeah, you should be able to see when I go live, if you subscribe. I usually do it. It could be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Sometimes when I do it. I thought it was a red, yellow, and white wire for the hookup. Well, everybody stay nice to each other. So, thank you for coming. That's why I'm still on, because everybody's still coming. Do not allow your viewers to talk nonsense in your life. They could ruin it. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on things. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is believe it or not, this is the first time I got as many comments on my live chat. My live stream here. I really appreciate all of you commenting. Just keep it friendly. Alright everybody, anything else? Yeah, you wanna make another request? And then next live chat or live feed, I will see about it. See about doing one of those games for you. I could do a split where I do 2 games in one live feed. If you have any other requests, I'll keep it in mind. And if you go to my YouTube, I have I show you where to get free PC games. If you didn't hear that before, on my community, you can get free PC games if you into the PC game stuff. Also, free mobile games once a week as well. You can go to my community, look at my shorts videos, and you can find where to go get those. And there's no catch to it. They're completely free. They have them once a week. If you have a good PC or mobile, your cell phone, most likely should be able to play them as well. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you watching and commenting. And I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream here. And you can still comment down in the video when it's done, if it'll let you. I'm still working on the settings. This is my second or third, well, third, fourth time, something like that, getting the live stream to work on YouTube. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. And again, you can still comment afterwards. And take care, everybody, and I will look into that Atari situation and see if I can do an Atari game, a few of those. All right, moving on to the next video, everybody. Take care, and in the live stream right now.